This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a bit planner, Kempower and bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? We're now at Ioniq and today we'll do a range test of this beast from Stuttgart. This is Mercedes CLA 350 4Matic. Okay, unfortunately I didn't get the rear-wheel drive, but you know, Norwegians, they are rich bastards. They can afford more expensive cars and they all want all-wheel drive, so that's why we're gonna test this. But it seems like the difference between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive might not be that much, even though there is a small difference in efficiency. Well, okay, so yeah, I like the red color. It's actually not that big. Yeah, that's what she said. So it should be efficient. You know, aerodynamic, slick like Swiss cheese through butter, right? Yeah, today it's not that hot anymore. Yeah, brace yourself. Winter is coming. This morning it was only 2 degrees Celsius. Stop. Okay, so let me show you here. Okay, let me buckle up. It seems like the car is a bit confused what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so okay, there's some weird. The left headlight is kaput. Yeah, German quality, right? There's something I can show you later. Maybe it's flickering actually, the left light, so it's gonna bug me about that. But okay, it doesn't matter too much for the test. So yeah, it's only 12 degrees Celsius now, but at least it's sunny. So I'm gonna do 2 different loops, the 90 and the 120 kilometers per hour. That's the way I test them, at least. So we'll just drive north here and back again. Not sure which test to do first. Probably do the 120 test first. Wait, or do the 90 test? Because over here, roughly, I will do the coasting test. Let's see how far we can coast with this, huh? Can it beat the Skoda Enyaq, which has the record? Well, we'll see. Okay, let's do all the preparation. We reset some stuff here. We need to reset one of the trip meter and then put the car in, we can see here, dynamic select. We're gonna use eco mode for best fit. For switch on the, dude, I thought the vehicle was on now. Huh? Oh, it wasn't on. German technology. Okay, let's try again. Dynamic select. Eco, yes, okay. Okay, before we start, we check the weight of the car. This is in a different loop than the consumption loops. Front axle, 1060. Should be fairly light then. The whole car. Well, or, well, 220, okay. So it's rear heavy then. Well, I decided to go for the 90 test first. So you have to cruise on 92 on the speedo to match 90 GPS speed. And you can also see there that the E is active, so that's eco mode. And then I navigated to Brumunddal. We just turn around there and come back again. So the car estimates that we have 78% at arrival. Here you can see in the settings here that in order for the estimation to work, we need to use this scheduled charging stop automatically, otherwise it will not give us the estimation. Okay, all good. And then if you go to the battery icon here, this is pretty awesome also. It can tell you how many kilowatt it can take now at 84%. And then if you go here, battery info, see the battery is only at 16 degrees Celsius. You need to get it to 30 degrees Celsius to get maximum speed. And also here we can see some reasons here. Reason for power reduction. Okay, it claims state of charge is too high. Well, it doesn't say it's too high, it just says state of charge. It should say too high because sometimes it will also say temperature, but just temperature. Okay, reason for power reduction, temperature. Well, is the battery too hot or too cold? The car won't tell you. You can guess maybe. And you see that when you're just cruising slow, but also when we're cruising fast, it will run the rear motor. If you accelerate slightly, then it should kick in the front. Okay, actually no, that didn't help. You have to go even faster maybe. Okay, there you see that it kicks in the front motor. And the ride is quite good. Soundproofing seems to be very good. And then also the comfort. I like the seat. Some semi-sporty seat without being too bucket seat. It fits my fat ass. And also I feel like the interior here is maybe more premium than EQA, EQB, but it's nowhere as near as EQS, but even EQE feels nicer, you know. So, I mean, CLA is not like a high-end Mercedes, but still, I feel like you get okay car for the money. But then this car has only the standard sound system, not the upgraded Burmester. So how well does it sound? Well, let's test it out. There's some bass here, mint bass also. I feel like it lacks some details in the mid and high tones. It doesn't feel as alive as some of the high-end systems. Okay. Also, I haven't found a button for next and previous song on the steering wheel. Yeah, you can go volume up, volume down, but yeah, then you have to press the screen for the up and the next previous song. And as usual, I use USB stick with CD quality audio. Well, the bass is present there, I feel it. And also it's not boomy, but I suspect that this car has no subwoofer and that the bass is actually coming from the front speakers only, whereas I feel that it doesn't go that deep. And also the bass in this song particularly, you can hear if there's an in-linearity. It has some peaks. Yeah. So it doesn't sound that linear, and again here I can feel like it's lacking some detail in the high and mid tones. Okay, next song. Kind of the same here also. Okay, and this song I'm gonna listen for rattling in the doors. But I mean, this is a German auto, so there shouldn't be any rattling, right? Well, at least when I tested last time, I think I heard something. Yeah. There's slight rattling in the door. It could be because the bass is only producing the door, what I suspect. Okay, last song. Yeah, here I can hear it, that it lacks the deepest bass below maybe 60 hertz. Well, I'm not sure exactly. Seems like you can reproduce maybe down to around 80 hertz very well, but below there, like the high-end system, then it's lacking something. Plus that when we crank up the volume, it starts clipping. However, it's not that much clipping, but it doesn't go that loud. So, I mean, overall, I think it sounds okay for a bass sound system, or you know, the standard sound system. But when I look on the configurator, at least in this car, the Burmester cost only 11k NOK, or like 1,000 euros. I mean, I say go for it, get it. But the Burmester might not be as good as the Burmester in the EQS, but that's a different story. So, yeah, maybe I'll test it one day. Well, let's do the closing test. Oh, truck. Let me see. I just put the car in neutral. There, yes. Neutral, and then should pick up speed. This car weighs around 200 kilograms more than the Model 3, and it's very aerodynamic, so that should give it an advantage, right? Well, it means that the well, the more dense the air, the lower temperature shouldn't affect the performance that well. But we have a slight headwind today. Okay, maybe that's a disadvantage. Maybe it should be tailwind plus and also 25 degrees Celsius. Still pretty good. Okay, well, let me see. Because the question is, how close do I want to go to the truck in front? Because eventually I'll be getting some drafting effect behind the truck. Let me see. Well, I can't get more pricks on me. Let's just go around now-ish. Okay. Too many pricks on me and then I lose my driver's license. Yeah, but it's still going down. Yes, it's still coasting. I have to check once it hits 90 kilometers per hour. Oh man, it just glides really well. Yeah, the car is just slick, like an eel. Oh, look at this. Wow. Huh? Huh? Still gliding? Huh? Still gliding? Come on. Come on. Come on. Can we just make it to the big exit sign at least? Wow. This is really impressive. Wait. There, okay, no, there. It seems like the GPS is slightly lag, but it's more or less there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so yeah, I don't remember the record holder, the Skoda Enyaq. It was here or it was all the way there, or how? Sorry, I'm gonna turn on here. Okay. Yeah, we don't have to measure that far consumption. So okay, now we go back. Well, it was still really impressive, and of course, if the weather was nicer and we had tailwind, then maybe this could be a record holder. If you had more weight in the car, more potential energy. Yeah. Man, the amount of reflective surfaces in this car is high. We have that edge there, you can just kind of see it, right? Okay. We have this center console here. Depending on the angle of the sun, you can get the whole screen there reflective. Maybe people don't care. Well, okay, so far consumption is only 143 watt-hour per kilometer. Wow, that is almost as good as Model 3. Oh. But you see this screen here, I mean, it has a decent size. However, what the heck is this? Why don't they utilize this space? There is no side swipe here. I'm trying to do this, but this is just to go back. Actually, when you enter something like the battery status, you can then go back here. Well, I mean, it's a decent sized screen, but it's not utilizing the space very well. My result from the 90 test: 141 watt-hour per kilometer. Really good, considering that it's only 12 degrees Celsius outside. So I would guess that if it's 20 degrees, then it could be, I don't know, 130 watt-hour per kilometer. When it comes to battery temperature, it stayed the same. Yeah, 16 degrees Celsius. It seems like when you don't navigate to a fast charger and you don't hammer it, then we don't heat up the battery. Okay, now we try again. 120 test then. It should be way below 200 watt-hour per kilometer. And this car is equipped with a 2-speed gearbox. It changes gear at 110 kilometers per hour. There, I didn't feel it. Normally I need to hammer it, go flat pedal to the metal, then I can feel the gear change. 120 GPS speed, 122 on the speedo. And with that second gear, we should get lower RPM and then better efficiency at high speed. So maybe now we have a chance to beat Tesla. Oh, we'll see. Okay, look, we have auto lane change. And it seems to actually work also when we have these long the long lines. Many cars, they will refuse to change lane if there's a long line versus the short line. But here, let me see, we should be able to change lane. Yeah, is that? So auto lane change works great, nice and smooth. Let me go back again. I'm used to seeing some kind of visualization here or in the head-up display, but head-up display that costs extra. You already sacrificed one of your kidneys and you cannot sell the other kidney. So then we just have to see here. But when I scroll, I don't like these, man. Haptic buttons here and here for the cruise control and stuff. It's so hard to operate them. You have to swipe, and many times it doesn't register your swipe. See here? No, there's no yeah, what should I call it? ADAS display, whatever. Man, we're on the way back now, but we get stuck behind left lane huggers going under the desired speed we want to go, and they don't move over. So yeah, they're just camping in the left lane. You know what I'm saying? Okay, once I get past these guys, I need to correct for it and go slightly faster, but yeah, it's already slightly messed up now. The test is, it's not a clean run, yeah, you put it that way. Well, this time was 182 watt-hour per kilometer. Wow, very good. And during this high-speed run, the temperature went up slightly, 17 degrees Celsius. It seems like if you want the battery temperature to go up more, you need to navigate to a fast charge, and then you will actively preheat it. So yeah, okay, now I need to drive it lower because I need to measure the battery capacity. I already did it in the 1,000 kilometer challenge, but I'm not sure if it was accurate enough. But however, during 1,000 kilometer challenge, I used the 350 kilowatt Ioniq is over there, but not exactly that type. It was well, I had the old tritium chargers, but also the one that looks like these, but it's also the tritium, but these are ABB chargers. And already tested it here the other day when I did the charging test, and for some reason I was limited to 270 kilowatt. These charger, however, I got over 320 something. Actually, I think I peaked at 350. But here we have an electric truck charging, so it should be able to pull maximum power, right? Let's see what the truck is getting. Okay, the truck is already at 63%, but 232 kilowatts. Okay, so it's a big mystery if these chargers, which are they're marked as 350 kilowatt, if we actually get 350 kilowatt or not. So I might have to ask Ioniq if they have limited the power or not. But let me see, it doesn't actually say anywhere on the charger, right? But I mean, the InfoFlate claims that it's 500 amp, but, and also yeah, somewhere I think you can find out that it's 350 kilowatt, but we don't get that with the CLA for some reason. Oh, here you can see the kaput light. So that side is okay. This side, it flickers. Yeah, actually the camera is able to catch it. It's not the camera's shutter speed versus LED. And actually seems to also affect this side here. The funny thing is that if this happened to a Chinese car, you'd be like, ah, shit, Chinese quality. Well, what about the Mercedes? Okay, so now we just drive until the battery is low. And last time I measured it was during 1,000 kilometer challenge. I measured 88 kilowatt hour net capacity, but according to the spec it's only 85. So I just want to verify how much we actually get from it. And I navigated to Ioniq Tangen, and you see that now battery is heating up. It's 18 degrees Celsius, but it's going to take a while. Eventually it will stop at 29 or 30 degrees Celsius. Oh, this is strange. I navigated to Ioniq Tangen, and if you look at the battery temperature here, it's still 18 degrees Celsius. It hasn't gone up much actually at all. And then if you go back here and see the charging power, it says now that, well, the reason why we don't have max power is because the temperature and the state of charge, yeah, or temperature is too low. So I just wonder, I mean, if we want to charge now at 43%, why don't we get hot enough battery? Where logic this car is operating on. Oh, this is the first time I see it where preheating is active. So it was actually not active earlier. Oh, so there is an icon for it. Wow, great. Interesting. We just passed Dahl now. and the preheating stopped at 25 degrees Celsius. When I did 1,000 kilometer challenge, I would sometimes arrive with 30 or 31 degrees Celsius. So I wonder if the preheating or the pre-cooling didn't work and the battery actually overheated. We check something here. Charging power, which is max now, but we also got that during 1,000 kilometer challenge. And actually, yeah, when I did the charging test, it would claim 350, even though the battery temperature was 30 degrees or 31 degrees even. You see, now it's actually going up. We are back home. I was going to show you guys the stats here, but man, this car is acting like a Chinese car. Look. Okay, yes, I know that the left beam is kaput. It's flickering there, so it actually reflects what's going on. But okay, can you stop that? I want to show the trip meter. No. Okay. Let me see. Is this okay? We have to put it on off then. Okay. Can we now see the stats? Okay. Okay. Finally, the consumption was 179 watt-hour per kilometer from since charging, but this number doesn't show decimal. But actually, if you scroll here, I reset the one with decimal, and it has rounded up to 446. So that and 10% left, it becomes 88.6 kilowatt hour, just more or less just like what I also measured doing 1,000 kilometer challenge, which means that we should have that amount then. Okay, I picked up the kids at the kindergarten, came back home. I asked Isabel, well, you want to stay home or do you want to go with daddy? Well, she insists coming with daddy. So, okay, we cannot put the car seat in the front, but it's not that much space. Let me see. She thinks it's smelly here. Okay, it's almost the frontmost now. Okay. Look, Ben. It's smelly here supposedly. Okay, man กลิ่นใหม่อะรถใหม่อะ it smells brand spanking new car. Okay, anyway, let's get going. Isabel. Okay. Isabel, you want to stay home with the Axel or do you want to come with daddy? Come with daddy, okay. Isabel, you want to come with daddy or do you want to stay home with Axel?
Go with daddy.
Okay, whatever, let's go then. Because now I'm going to go to Ioniq and test charging, but I will not charge at Ioniq, I will charge at the CLA charger, the Elbilmek. But let me just check here the battery temperature. Did it drop? It dropped by 1 degree Celsius. Okay, we need to hammer it now. Try to get it to over 31 degrees Celsius, even though it's going to be quite hard. Man, now in the afternoon when it gets just slightly darker, it's not really dark yet, and the freaking lighting here goes bananas, man. They did not check this before they will release it in production. Shit. We're almost done with the test. Isabel passed out in the back there. I'm down to 1%. We have 55% power limit now, or 55% available power. And then GOM claims 6 kilometers. We are 5 kilometers away. Yeah, remember to always go deep. Oh, 0% now, 50% power left. Oh, we are not there yet. Let's YOLO it. Alright, we have arrived with 3 kilometers of range left. And then here, 29 degrees Celsius. Alright, let's try now. And I'm going to check. The car says 350 kilowatt. Yeah, no limitation, full power available. So CLA chargers here, they are 400 kilowatt Elbilmek hypercharger. And these Phoenix contacts, this is dry cable, but I believe this is 375 amp continuous load, but it can go 500 amp boost. And also, if this is the right one, then it can actually boost for 45 minutes. Some of the other cables, they can only boost for 5 to 10 minutes. But let me check here. Okay, so what is important is how fast does it charge? 302 kilowatt. Maybe it's not hot enough. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah, 302. Well, it seems to be flat 302 kilowatt. You see, 432 amps. So it can go higher on the amp. But wait, I'm not seeing 350 here for some reason. It is so. How does it? It's so inconsistent. The charging on this car. Why don't they get full speed? And we only have one XC40 charging over there. It's probably not charging that fast. And then an ID4 GTX. So there should be plenty of power because there are plenty of charge. Okay, well actually there's more charge over there, but I mean there should be enough power on this site to deliver 350 for me. So this is a slight failed test because what I want to see is if I charge at 350 kilowatt, will the battery overheat by the time we hit around 40%? Also, this nice charging screen mysteriously goes away when you enter the car. When you leave it, I'm not sure if it comes back again. No, now it's gone, GUN, and you will never see it again. Because, okay, we have to wait. What, huh? Wait, I'm not gonna choose. No, I'm supposed to. Okay, yeah, it's supposed to be the guest use. So now we only see this charging screen. So I wonder how I get back to that nice charging screen. It seems like it's like the charging screen when you are not at the car, you know, at like the locked state. But it's actually not a locked state because the locked state, then it's not showing anything. There, everything is black. But okay, if we go here, okay, it heats up now. All right, but will we hit 52 degrees Celsius? Because we are getting pretty nice speed now, 300 kilowatt. And then we at 14%. Also aware that here we don't see state of charge. Yeah, you don't see it there. So it is really strange the way things are displayed here. You see? Yeah, also now it says reason for power reduction temperature. Yeah, but is it too hot? Or is it too cold? Are we cold gating or are we rapid gating now? It's a big mystery, right? 41 degrees, all right, 16%. Now we wait. Okay, we're at 46 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure if it helps, but I started HVAC. Yeah, I'm not sure if it will steal the AC that will cool down the battery or not. But if this works, then yeah, 47 degrees now. But it might heat up regardless, right? 257 kilowatt. Will it throttle at 50, 51, 52 degrees? Well, let's see. Maybe this helps, you know? Yeah, this trick here. Ancient Chinese secret. Seems like the temperature is raising faster now than before I started HVAC. Oh, we hit 51 degrees Celsius, but we are still charging at 206 kilowatt. Ah, okay. So it seems like it did actually not rapid gate. It seems like there is like a quota for how fast you can charge. And since we didn't get 350 kilowatt from the bottom, then it flattens out a bit. Or actually, well, we shouldn't conclude yet because we are only at 34%. We have to wait until around 40% to see if it drops to 140 kilowatt or not. It's dropping and dropping now, but will we hit 52 degrees Celsius here though? Maybe that's the magic number for possible rapid gates. There, 52. Oh, okay. Now what's gonna happen? It seems to have a steady drop. Well, guess what? We are at 42%. That is the number. 143 kilowatts. And then battery information, 53 degrees Celsius. During 1,000 kilometer challenge when I was charging at Ioniq chargers, not these Alpitronics, which is the ABB. I actually was a tritium charger. I did only get 270 kilowatt. But then at 50%, I was still receiving 200 kilowatts. So I just don't know if this is a throttle because of the quota I talk about, or maybe it's battery temp. But I remember doing that challenge. We did not hit 53 degrees Celsius. It was around 48, I believe. So now it seems like it hit the rock bottom. Now it stays flat. Let's check the charging curve outside. Okay, how long have you been charging here? 12 minutes. And then here you see the charging curve. This looks kind of similar to the first session we had at Falkenberg when we did the challenge, where it drops to 142 kilowatt and then it stays flat there. And I believe it's not a limitation because of the cable, because these Phoenix contact cables, even if they're hot, they can sustain 375 amp, and yeah, it's not hot, you know. It's second half of September now. It's around 12 degrees Celsius outside, so it's not cable throttling. Yeah. So we just don't know if this is because of battery too hot or something else. But at least the car tells me that. Well, let me check. Yeah, it keeps dropping and dropping. Okay, charging power. Yeah. Okay. Reason for power reduction: temperature. Let's stop charging now. And now you see the limit goes up because the battery is being cooled down after we finish charging. And you can also see it here. Yeah, it still says the power reduction is because of temperature. So, yeah, what if we wait around 5 minutes here and then we plug in again? Actually, I can just take a 5 kilometer loop. We get plenty of airflow now, which should help cool down the battery. Okay, we're down to 47%, but 49 degrees Celsius, and now it claims 196 kilowatt. Still some kind of power reduction. So yeah, ideally if we wait longer, it's going to cool down until 30 degrees Celsius, but we're not going to wait that long. 48, wow, it goes relatively quick. Okay, this time we use Ioniq. This is the tritium charger. They look very similar to the ABB. Okay. And then guess what? We get 195 kilowatt. Well, seems like the screen here is kaput. Here's this nice charging screen again. Seems that the trick is to not close the door, otherwise it goes away. So, yeah. Well, actually, I tried filming this charging screen. I was sitting in the back seat, but then after a couple of minutes, it still goes away by itself. Shit. But you see, this is more like what it was during the 1,000 kilometer challenge at the Ioniq, where I get actually over 200 kilowatt at 50%. Wait, but how do I see battery temperature now? If I click here, now we're back there, 47 degrees. Okay, I'm not sure if I figure out anything here, but okay. Well, I will try it later some other day and do another charging test where I start with, I don't know, 2%, 1%, but then try to get it cooler. Maybe only 20 degrees or 25 degrees. But I just want to figure out if the car overheated or not during the 1,000 kilometer challenge. And the test today shows that this is a really efficient car. And it's not even the rear-wheel drive that is more efficient. But compared to the all-wheel drive Tesla Model 3 Highland, then, okay, Highland had a warmer run. And, well, it seems like it is efficient. I mean, Highland is more efficient, but it's not directly comparable because of the weather. So I can't draw any conclusion. But because we have a bigger battery in the CLA, then the CLA range is actually better than Highland, despite that it's colder. So you can imagine if it's even warmer, we test it, you know, it's 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, then we might even break the 700 kilometer barrier or the 500 kilometer barrier for the high speed run. Amazing, yes, simply amazing. But also, you know, there's a column that I normally don't show, which is well, it's kind of cryptic, but it's the 75%. Well, how long does it take to charge with 75%? And you see that Highland charges way slower than the CLA. And I also estimate the kilometers per hour we get to 75, well, to 10 to 75%. And then the CLA is just way higher. But keep in mind that this car also costs a lot more. Once you spec it with all the goodies, it becomes around 600k or more, and it doesn't even have the Boommaster and the head-up display. So yeah, whereas Tesla costs actually around 200k less. But I mean, it's a nice car, this CLA. I like it. So that's gonna be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later. I have to wake up Isabel soon, otherwise she's not gonna fall asleep early enough. Shit.